Hi guys, how are you doing?
Good, good, good. How you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Hey,
How
good
you guys
morning.
doing today? Does anybody know why we've been called here today? I'll bet we're going to hear about some more changes here.
It is amazing how things have changed at this company.
That's been a great opportunity for us. We're all new here.
Well, that shouldn't have been a surprise to too many. First, I heard that they had the Laputa-Slivlovia disaster, to be followed up with the Lugnag-West-Javik debacle.
What's the story behind the Laputa project?
There was a great worldwide opportunity, but the company approached the project rather naively. They lacked the experience that was needed to successfully pull it off. To put it succinctly, they didn't know what they didn't know.
They didn't know much better on the Lugnag project.
Well, that's not exactly true. In one, they had another global business opportunity with an experienced team. Unfortunately, they had all the tools right in front of them, but they didn't know how to implement them, and they didn't have the necessary management support.
What type of tools do you mean?
Well, there was a box full of CII stuff, but they didn't have anyone totally familiar with the best practices and tools. The stuff wasn't properly used.
Well, are we any better positioned now?
Oh, we're in a much better position now. We have individuals who are totally familiar with CII best practices and tools. Our next projects are going to run much smoother.
Our IC was correct 2 years ago. He warned us to read the stuff in the CII box. Unfortunately, some people didn't appreciate the power of the Construction Industry Institute best practices and tools, or the leverage that an implementation champion can have on a project. That's water under the bridge now. Skip is our IC now.
We have several new people in key roles, and we now know more about CII best practices and tools. In fact, we have several champions that are going to be taking on some of the new practices. And our CEO and board of directors are fully supportive of our involvement in CII.
Hold on, here comes our new CEO.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming on such short notice.
Hey, no problem.
No problem. I hope this is good news.
Well, I'm pleased to announce that it's good news for a change.
That's great.
Oh,
I
super.
hope this isn't a big announcement about another opportunity in a foreign country.
As a matter of fact, Anne, it is another foreign opportunity. Our firm has a chance to be an integral partner in another world market area. We have the opportunity to realize a major financial gain for our shareholders, and we will succeed this time.
Where is this market? Can we supply from our existing domestic locations, or from Laputa, or even our new Lugnag site?
I wish it was that simple, but no, we can supply from our existing locations.
What is this new opportunity and how did we learn about it?
At the last CII annual conference, some of our board of directors met with the CEO from Admiral Motors. He told us that Admiral Motors is building a new facility in Balny Barby. As you may or may not know, Balny Barby is a location that has a very fast-growing automotive industry. It's located just south of Laputa. This executive also said that he and others at Admiral Motors were impressed with our ability to respond to their investments in the past. Their plant in Balny Barby will produce 500,000 automobiles, and I want to supply that plant.
Hey, that's great news. Fantastic.
We are now the world's leading supplier of steering wheels, bar none. Nobody comes close to the 3.25 million steering wheels we produce and sell worldwide. And remember that Admiral Motors buys 1.5 million of them.
Hey, I don't want to sound pessimistic, but I am not certain that we can do it. Take a look at the disasters in Laputa and Lugnag.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
I want you guys to use this stuff on this important project. There won't be much time for you to devote to the project. Just give the team the information, and we'll see if we can free up more time for you to assist them. You know, I just don't know why the team didn't fit all this stuff into the project delivery process.
Fortunately, Admiral Motors isn't aware of implementation issues on the last two projects, nor will they ever find out. We have the opportunity to be part of this new market if we move quickly, and we will succeed.
This is excellent. I know we can do it.
Thanks for that vote of confidence. I'm certain that under my leadership, we can successfully make this happen.
What will we do differently?
I was telling the team earlier before you came in, we now have some real champions who are very, very knowledgeable of CII best practices and tools.
Let's take advantage of this knowledge. I don't want any screw-ups on this important job. You have my support and that of the boards on all CII activities. I received the unofficial approval that if we can build a 500,000 steering wheel plant in Balny Barby for $150 million, we'll get the board's endorsement and their approval. We need this plant built in 2 years.
Our last two projects took much longer.
Well, that's true, but CII has excellent documentation stating that projects that utilize specific best practices can finish jobs quicker.
We will need to handle the safety aspect of this opportunity very differently than was done on the earlier global jobs.
That's true. CII has excellent documentation stating that projects that use zero-accident techniques, as well as other best practices, completes projects with significantly lower incident rates.
And what about the cost? The last two projects were significantly overrun.
Again, CII shows that by implementing specific best practices, there are significant cost reduction opportunities for the project.
That's enough about the technical method how to get this done. We need to move fast.
Hey, the good news is that this time we will have management support at the highest level for using the CII tools.
That's right. Our CEO said that he buys into CII and the best practices. That actually makes my job much easier.
So do we have champions for each of the practices?
Just about. But things aren't totally implemented yet. In some cases, we have successfully implemented some best practices and incorporated into our project delivery system. But in other cases, we are nowhere near that stage.
Then I'm concerned. Do we have time to fully implement the practices into our culture and project delivery system or not?
Look, guys, you heard Eskel. We need to have this plant ready in 2 years. I suggest that you have the champions tell you what the practice is about. You guys are smart. You'll be able to incorporate these things right into the project as you are doing it. We don't need to have the whole project delivery system changed for this project. We can do that later.
Well, that might work, but I really think that we need to incorporate these items into our project delivery system.
I agree. You know how our purchasing department is not willing to change. They want all projects to be lump sum. CII has a great tool to help select the best project delivery and contracting strategy, PDCS.
We need to roll out these tools in a systematic way. We just can't expect this thing to happen seamlessly.
That's enough. Let's just use the tools and tell them how we need to run the project. You heard, we have our senior management support on this.
We need to decide which of the tools and practices we should incorporate into the project delivery system by determining which ones will give us the biggest bang for the buck.
We don't have time for that. That could take months. We need to move now. Get me a list of the best practices and the names of the champions for those that we use, and another list for those that we don't use, and I'll get champions assigned.
I think we're going to be in trouble again.